What's going on, y'all? Welcome to today's episode. One that I hope will touch your heart and maybe bring clarity to a truth many of us overlook. The things we leave behind. Not the physical things like homes or forgotten possessions, but pieces of ourselves, parts that were once vibrant, alive, and uniquely ours. When trauma visits our lives, whether it's a sudden event or slow erosion, it doesn't just leave scars. It often takes pieces of us. It may take our ability to trust, to fully love, to laugh without any kind of reservation, or to embrace others without hesitation. We might not even realize in the moment, but as we continue walking through life, we'll certainly feel their absence. Let me share something personal with you. After all, it is Life of Logan. My grandmother, my safe space, my steady anchor, passed away 20 years ago. She had this way of making everything okay, even when nothing was okay. And her hugs, y'all, her hugs were unlike anything in this world. They weren't just a gesture with me, they were a refuge. Her arms wrapped around me in a way that told me without words, you're safe, you're loved, you're enough. But when she passed, something inside of me kind of broke. Her absence was so profound to me that even the simple act of giving someone a hug felt impossible. Quite frankly, it felt like betrayal. Like I was trying to replicate something sacred that only she and I had together. So I stopped. For years I avoided hugs. I wasn't consciously doing it, I wouldn't say, but it did feel painful. Maybe it's because to expose yourself to maybe someone feeling that you're not so whole inside or that you think you're not whole. But what I didn't realize at the time is that in losing her, I left behind that piece of myself. The part of me that connected through touch, that felt safety in the closeness of others. I didn't just lose her, I lost a part of myself that I couldn't seem to retrieve. And that's what trauma does. It's like a thief in the night. Taking something precious and leaving behind the emptiness you can't quite feel. And the longer we leave those pieces of ourselves, the harder it becomes to remember who we are. That's why they say, talk about finding your inner child, because those are pieces. Sure, over the course of life, we'll adapt because that's what God designed humans to do. We adapt in many ways, even if they end up limiting our potential. We guard ourselves against the world thinking it's safer that way, not realizing that we're also guarding ourselves from joy, connection, and growth. We think, man, that's just who I am. When in reality, that's not who you are. It's who we've become in the absence of those pieces. But here's the thing. We don't have to leave those pieces behind forever. They're still there waiting for us. It might take courage, time, and even a little bit of pain to go back and retrieve them, but I promise you it's worth it. Because every piece of ourselves is valuable. Every piece tells a story of who we are, who we were, and who we're meant to be. For me, it took years to embrace the act of hugging again, and now, if you ask me, I think I'm the world's greatest hugger, but I'll admit there's a part of me that still misses the way my grandmother's hugs felt. But I've come to understand that giving a hug doesn't erase her memory, it honors it instead. So that's why I do it in honor of her. Every time I open my arms to someone else, it's like I'm carrying forward a piece of her love. So before we get up out of here, y'all, let me go ahead and offer you a few more words of encouragement on this journey. To anyone listening who feels like you've left parts of yourself behind, whether it's your laughter, your ability to trust, or your sense of wonder, I want to tell you this. You're whole, still, even if it doesn't feel that way. The pieces you think you've lost and are gone forever, they're waiting on you patiently back in those moments you left them. And no matter what life throws your way, never give up on yourself. Remember who you are. Even in the darkest moments, you are not defined by your trauma, but how you rise from it. How you reclaim the pieces of yourself that the world tried to take. Let's promise ourselves today to never leave behind another piece of who we are, to face adversity with courage, and to remind ourselves again and again of the beauty and strength that's always been within us. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I hope this episode helps you see yourself in a new light and gives you the strength to retrieve the pieces of yourself that deserve to come home. Until next time, be kind to yourself and remember you are whole even when the world tries to convince you otherwise. And as always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.